First innovation, then regulation. For months now, the innovative leaders of this bull market have been the technology companies. Companies which over this time have become household names: Amazon, Google Alphabet, Netflix, Microsoft, as consumers have embraced their products and services, and the financial markets have rewarded their share price. But yesterday, we may have seen the first clouds come over this bright picture, as the specter of international regulation came forward. Today, a look at the extraordinary influence and power of the political class. Welcome, it's Tuesday, March 20th, and this is ValueSide. I'm your host, David Ravel. Well, yesterday saw a dramatic drop in all the major equity indexes, and ironically, the leaders of this move to lower prices were the same companies that have led the market higher, the technology stock, led by none other than Facebook, the giant social networking website. In a story that broke over the weekend, it turns out that all those likes and favorites and personal events that we all have are collected as data. Large amounts of data on you and me and everyone that uses Facebook. And that data can be mined to use to help sell products, services, or in this particular case, a candidate. It turns out that the company that worked for the Trump for President campaign used the data collected on Facebook to promote their candidate. And I suspect that it was true for both campaigns, but it was disclosed that they tailored their ads and other social messages based on this information. Now, Facebook quickly claimed that any such access was unauthorized. How dare an outside data miner use our data to mine? In any event, the politicians were quick to spot a winning issue. Sensing the public's increasing unease over internet privacy, first a couple of U.S. senators, then Theresa May of Great Britain, and now the entire European Union have all taken up the call to protect the Facebook subscriber. I'm not sure where this is all headed, but the markets realize that whatever direction this takes will not be good for Mark Zuckerberg's firm. Facebook promptly fell 7% yesterday, leading the rest of the market lower. And as if all the troubles for Facebook weren't enough, the International Association, with the incredibly ironic title of the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, delivered a full report on Monday outlining how they felt that large cross-border internet companies ought to be subject to sales taxes in all the localities they do business. Boom! This was the second big blow on the day for techs. Imagine all the internet sales subject to tax in each of the countries in which they do business. Firms like Amazon, Apple, and Microsoft subject to significant new expenses. Tech may not think much of the idea, but 110 countries across the globe have already signed up to see how this can be enacted. Turning to corporate earnings, expected to report today are Federal Express, then The Children's Place, a chain of 1,039 kids' clothing stores, and Steelcase, the long-standing maker of office furniture. Additionally, there will be a couple of dozen smaller companies which will also report today. In stock buybacks, Kroger has just announced a $1 billion repurchase plan. Kroger has been one of the most active participants in this strategy, with plans going back to 2015. And finally, in economic news, today the Federal Open Market Committee, that part of the Federal Reserve Bank which directly sets interest rates, will begin their two-day meeting in Washington. Now, tomorrow afternoon, they will announce their decision, and almost everyone on the street expects them to raise interest rates by 0.25%, which would bring the Fed funds rate up to 1.75%. And that brings you up to date on the investment markets for today. We'll be back tomorrow to see how we did. This has been a copyrighted edition of ValueSide, published before the opening of the New York Stock Exchange for Tuesday, March 20th. Don't forget, you can hear ValueSide on Google Music, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, the Apple iTunes Store, and now on YouTube. For all of us at ValueSide, I'm David Ravel, hoping you have a great day.